At COP30 in Belém, we need acknowledgement of the long history of systemic failures of carbon credit markets. Carbon credits are not a magical solution to the climate crisis. First, there is no evidence that they accelerate overall climate action. For one, the biggest buyers of carbon credits are fossil fuel companies and heavy polluters. And in addition, we're currently witnessing how, in the European Union, international carbon credits are actively being used to weaken the ambition of the 2040 climate target. Second, carbon markets don't represent true climate finance. This is partly because financial flows are too opaque. With intermediaries and project developers in the global north skimming and capturing most profits, it is open to question how much money from carbon markets is actually used for climate action or to benefit local communities. More importantly, carbon markets are commercial undertakings. Governments or companies buying carbon credits usually benefit from these transactions by inexpensively offsetting their emissions instead of decarbonizing. As the buyer already gets a service in return, they cannot also claim it as assistance. This would be like eating a meal at a restaurant and then telling the staff that what you paid was a gift to them. Third, the many documented cases of carbon credits projects causing harm to communities are often brushed aside and ignored. Some of these projects deprive communities of access to their commons and even their means of sustenance. In addition, there have been documented cases of projects contributing to tensions amongst communities. They are also opaque in how benefits are shared, with clear cases where investors have profited at the expense of communities. We demand that governments and the private sector acknowledge the failures of carbon markets and stop treating them as a panacea for the climate. We demand that developed countries not use Article 6 as part of the strategy to achieve their national climate goals. Developed countries and other big polluters must live up to their significant responsibility for the historical and ongoing emissions. They must take urgent domestic climate action, and they must provide adequate, high-quality, real climate finance to the global south.